everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another thrilling, exciting, fabulous edition here of the Melrose Scoop. We are taking it on the campaign trail right now with Chris Cinella. Chris, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So you're running for Alderman at Large.
I am.
That's excellent. So we got a lot of new people moving into Melrose who may not be familiar with you. Tell us a little bit about kind of who you are and your family and why you've thought of running.
Well, I thought of running, as you know, I've been pretty involved in Melrose through Melrose Chamber of Commerce, through the Melrose Rotary Club, which you're a member of.
Absolutely.
It's a great organization.
Yeah.
And I've been involved in the community as a business owner for 10 years, but it goes even further than that with my family, going back to the late 60s with my dad and my uncle. So, community service and involvement in Melrose it's in my DNA. So, I love Melrose and I want to stay involved, stay engaged, and try to help keep Melrose, moving forward in the right direction for my children.
Yeah, absolutely. Second generation Melrosian, at least. Okay, yes. Yeah. So, one question I want to ask, you've been out there kind of knocking on doors and campaigning for a few months now, right? Yep.
You can almost say for a few years, because as a business owner, you're almost out there talking to people. With my business as a financial advisor, I work with people from, new Melrosians to old Melrosians, all different walks of life. So you always are hearing the issues that face them, certainly financially. So
you're hearing a lot of different perspectives.
A lot of different perspectives.
Yeah. Is there one kind of common issue that keeps coming up that you're seeing is really important to most of the people you're talking to?
I think coming off the heels of the recent override, certainly fiscal responsibility. From the new families with kids want to make sure that their children get the services, that they need through this current override. But in talking with certainly clients that are older, maybe retired or pre-retired, costs, is certainly an issue for them. And we've had a couple of cases where they've had to sell a house or, and move out or find other suitable housing within Melrose, which can be difficult, as you know, as a real estate agent. So, most of my my clients certainly that are retired or pre-retired, they want to age in place. They want to stay in Melrose.
Sure.
So that's kind of can be difficult.
Mm-hmm. I think one of the challenges that we have in Melrose right now is there are a lot of different voices, right? As alderman, how do you ensure that all these voices are fairly represented?
I think that, as we had alluded to earlier, I bring a perspective as having a young family in Melrose and representing sort of the newer folks that have moved here just through my interactions with school and sports, things like that. Right. Also, some of the population that has been here for many, many years, like my mother and my aunt and family friends and things like that. I get different sides of different issues within Melrose. You've got the Melrosians that have been around for a while that have made Melrose what it is today, that's essentially attracted, some of the newer folks to town. And at the same time, the newer folks have paid a premium for their real estate. They look at issues a little differently too when it comes to wanting, certain things, bike lanes, for example, things like that. So for me, it's trying to find the balancing act with that and make sure that all voices are heard.
Cool. So how do people learn more about your campaign if they want to donate or volunteer?
They can go to my Facebook page or my website, CinellaForMelrose.com.
Okay. Is that the same Facebook page?
Same Facebook page.
Okay.
Or they can always drop by my office, 502 Main Street, Edward Jones Investments.
Okay.
If they ever have a question and or a concern.
Okay.
I'm more than willing to talk to anybody. I want to hear from everybody. So.
Awesome. Sounds good.
Great.
Appreciate it.
Thanks
a lot. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.